Great. So we got almost everybody to the meeting. So let's start the meeting. So today's meeting is about customer focus. We are all in sales, right? Regardless of what profession we are in, and we are all focused on the customer. So as for today, as the theme of our meeting, we want to focus on the customer, internal or external. We got plenty of people here, right? We got guests, we got potential members. These are all our customers. So hopefully we can convert them into members. So here you go. Karuna, your Toastmaster of the day. Here you go.
Hey, thanks, Eric. So I'm the Toastmaster of the day. And so I invite our guest, Lena. And
hello.
Hi, Raghu and Naveen to join our program today. And rest of our members, I'm very happy to see all of you here. So we'll start the program. And so today's program, our topic was customer focus. So we had a little bit of brainstorming a few days ago. So we had some keywords put out: service, brand touch points in the customer journey. That was Deepa. And your net worth is your network of customers too. Empathizing with your customer. It's not about what you want to offer or sell, about what your customer need from you. And customer experience, putting yourself in the shoes of the customer or client, the solution, the experience, and expectations. So these were the thought streams that came up when we had a little brainstorming a few days ago on customer focus. So today our Toastmaster our meeting is going to be on customer focus. So for the guest, I'll explain the structure of the meeting. So we're going to have a prepared speech round. And the second part would be a table topic round, which our Toastmaster from India, Raghu, will be handling it. And the third part would be the evaluation round, in which all the prepared speeches will be evaluated. So before we start on, I will introduce my co-role bearers. So first is our Zoom master, Cohen. So Cohen, you want to explain a few things about what you're going to do, when you'll kick out anybody or keep somebody?
So typically, this is a new role, of course, because of online meetings. But normally, this would be the role of a meeting SAA. And the role of a meeting SAA is to take care of all the physical arrangement of the rooms, the ribbons, and all the club assets for guests to sign, and to basically look after the entire meeting, including any food and drinks if necessary. So for me, doing the Zoom Master today, so I will be letting guests in and then probably highlight people and spotlight people and perhaps even mute people because there might be some sounds. And that's all.
Okay, thank you, Cohen. Next, we'll go into a most important role, timer, the guy who's going to time each of the speeches. So today's timer is Brian. Brian, right?
Yes, me.
Yes. Brian. Brian is a university dropout who loves learning and making new friends, and that's why he's here. So I'll let Brian try and explain what he's going to do today. So Brian, stage is yours.
So hey, I'm Brian, and this is my first time, taking any role for the Toastmaster thing. And so, whenever anyone gives a speech, and if it's a short speech, then I will have the green light will be on when there's 1 minute left, and then it will turn yellow when there's only half a minute left, and then when the time is up, then I will turn red. Just have a look at. Just pay attention to my background. And then for a longer speech, it will be green when there's 2 minutes left, and yellow when there's 1, and red when it's time's up. And then I'll give a brief report about everyone's time management in the end of the whole session. And that's about it. I mean, if I missed anything, yeah, let me know.
Yeah, I think you got it right. Thanks, Brian. Next is our grammarian. Grammarian is our guest, Lena, originally from Amoy City in China and relocated to Hong Kong on work. So, Lena, could you explain what you'll be doing today? Lena?
Lena?
Ah.
You can
Okay.
unmute, yes.
Yeah, can everyone hear from me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, let me repeat it again. Okay. Hello everyone, I'm Lena. Actually, this is my first time to be taking a role as a grammarian. Actually, because it's my first time as a role of the grammarian, so I would like to introduce a bit about myself. Actually, I came from mainland China, Imo City, to relocating to Hong Kong, being an expat here. I work here, and okay, so I had some of the public speaking of the journeys for my last city I work. So as I told before, I finished my level 1 of the public speaking, and want to develop my public speaking for the next steps. So I quit from I speak. For this would be my new. So this would be my a delight. I think it would be my good chance for me to have a taking role with grammarian. And anyhow, for the role of the self grammarian, I think all of you know already. We have known about the role. It's kind of the words. It's kind of the role, like just maybe correct some of the grammar mistakes or errors, whatever. So hopefully, I can learn from you as well, and everybody share my role as I took as my first trial. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Word of the
you.
So
day.
back to you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Word of
you.
the day, Nina. You have a word of the day.
Yeah, I worked all day. Yeah. Thank
Have a
you.
word
You
of the
already
day?
know. It's quite long day. Yeah, it's quite long day, and afterward, just now taking short brief of the things and here.
No, Lena, you have to tell us a word of the day that is in line with the theme, which is
Oh, okay,
customer
yeah.
focus. Yes.
Yeah, the word I wrote it up. It's stagnant. Stagnant. Anyone can hear from it?
Yes. Okay.
Stagnant. Yeah. Okay.
What's the word?
Stagnant.
Stagnant. Maybe we will typing on the message. Okay, later. Stagnant.
Oh, no,
Stagnant.
can you please
Stagnant.
put it out in the chat? Can you put it in the chat because we can start using it?
She's already put
Okay.
it there.
It's in the chat, yeah. It's in the chat.
Where is it? It's in the chat. Oh, stagnant. Okay, got it.
Okay. Anyone? Just maybe.
Thank you.
Figure one.
I got it. Yeah, got it. Yeah, stagnant.
Okay,
stagnant.
get it. Why I choose this word? The word is meaning about like without the getting flow very well. Maybe it's kind of gloomy. It's kind of like not fruitful. It's kind of like very slow, and the economic is not so good because I think due to the pandemic now, the economic is very slow, and like customers is afraid of the buying and they don't like to consume a lot. So probably the customers focus on saving and so on. So, but how to use this word? I think probably when there's no growing or no blooming, it's just kind of the stuck on some kind of status. So, so why do I choose this word? Because maybe probably fit to right now. Okay, so stagnant. Yeah, if you use this word, I will record that for all of us. So I hope you can enjoy my work. Thank you.
Thanks.
Good. Thank you, Lena.
Yeah.
So today we are not going to be stagnant. We're going to be moving fast.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, my next
Yeah.
partner is the R counter, which Bernard has taken over. So Bernard is our Toastmaster member. So Bernard is going to explain what he's going to do. Bernard, you have to switch on your mic, unmute yourself, and explain what you will do as a, yeah.
That's one for me. This is the first. So this is what I'm going to do is for every speech or presentation that we have today, I am going to listen to them, and according to the sheet from the website and from what Bharat has given to me, then I would count the number of hesitant words on the list. And at the end of the meeting, then when called upon by the Toastmaster, I will report each one of them correctly.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Bernard. And for today's program, we will not have a general evaluator. For our prepared speeches, for Deepa's prepared Choi would be the evaluator, and Manju's prepared speech, Bharat would be the evaluator. When we start the prepared speech, I will ask Bharat and Choi to explain their roles much better. So that's the first part. So we've introduced our team who will be conducting today's program. So now we quickly go into the prepared speeches. And so today we start with Ajay, our mentor, to take the stage. And Ajay is going to give a workshop on evaluate to motivate. Over to you, Ajay.
Thank you, Karuna. And thank you everyone for taking off time to have an educational session on evaluation. I'm going to do what every speaker loves to do in a session. And I said this when I did the training at the top-up training also, that the best way for a speaker to do is to put up a PowerPoint. Then he has to talk less and the PowerPoint can speak more. And I'm going to follow that routine, right? I'm going to take the safety valve, that is the benefit for every speaker right now. So do you all see the screen in front of you, everyone?
Okay. Evaluate to motivate. Okay.
Wonderful. Okay, let's really start right now. I'm going to start with, like, again, a favorite way for a speaker to start is start with a quote. And this quote is from a very, very famous personality, somebody that all of you know completely, because when you are an evaluator, you have great power. And what comes with great power, my dear friends?
Responsibility.
With great power comes great responsibility. And that is Stan Lee of Spider-Man that gives you that amazing quote, which has been used so very often within Toastmasters. So let's really find out what is the responsibility that we are really talking about out here. Because you might have the power as an evaluator, but what is the responsibility that you have? And before we come to responsibility also, let's look at whom do you have a responsibility towards. So that's something that let's really understand, because that will set the context when we get into this session. So there are three elements of the responsibility that you really have towards. The first element where you have responsibility is towards the speaker. So the speaker is eagerly looking forward to your feedback. And that's the way that speaker is actually anxiously waiting to hear what is it that you will be sharing as feedback and evaluation for him or her. What is the second responsibility that you have? The second responsibility that you have is for the audience, because that audience is also eagerly waiting to listen, to learn, to grow from your feedback and your evaluation. So you have a responsibility towards the audience too. And then you have a responsibility towards yourself, because when you are delivering an evaluation, you are growing yourself too. Because if you want to be a better speaker, the more you evaluate, the more you will grow as a speaker. So these are all the three components of where you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility for the speaker, you have a responsibility towards the audience, and then you have a responsibility towards yourself. And all of those three put together are that focal point that you need to have when you are delivering your own evaluation. So now that I have your attention and I hope that all of you are staring at the screen like those three beautiful dogs on this picture right now. I hope you're all eagerly waiting to figure out what is this and how do we really deliver on this responsibility. I'm going to give you that secret tip, right? That secret mantra we call it, right? That secret sauce that you can use. And that secret sauce I call is RAPID. It's a sauce that you can keep. It's an acronym that you can use that will ensure that you really learn the technique to be able to deliver effective evaluation. And please understand, this is the context of any evaluation you'll give in a club meeting. In a contest evaluation is slightly different. I'll talk about it, but this is not focused so much on the context right now. It's about evaluating any speech that you are a part of as a process. Let's talk about what does RAPID really talk about. How can you ensure that you understand this acronym RAPID? So the R in the RAPID stands for review. So that's the first step that you have to keep in mind when you are an evaluator for a speech. The first R is review. And what do you review when you are getting on the role of an evaluator? The first thing that you have to review is the purpose of the project. What is the purpose of the speech project? And that's something that's obviously available to you from the evaluation resource that the speaker sends to you or that you can download. And that's something where it's clearly mentioned that this is the purpose of this particular project. So that is the first thing that you need to review. What is the second thing that you need to review? You could also review the content of the project. Now, it's not necessary that you only look at the evaluation sheet. You have access to the entire pathways resources. You can go there, and through that, you can actually read up on the project also. What is the project really about? What is it expected to do? Because in that process, you will learn yourself and grow yourself. The third thing that you can figure out, is there specific feedback that's been received for previous projects? And how do you get that? You can ask the speaker, what is the feedback that you've received on your previous projects? That's the third thing that you could review. The fourth thing you could review is there any specific feedback that is sought by the speaker? Is the speaker wanting to ensure that he gets or she gets inputs upon body language, vocal variety, the way that he constructed or she constructed the speech? What is it that the speaker is looking for feedback upon? And also, like I said, review the learnings. What are the learnings the speaker has had from previous attempts of the projects or attempts made by other speakers? Now, you might have seen other speakers delivering the same project, and you might have heard evaluations too. So review that in your mind. So this is all the components of review. And mind you, dear friends, this is done even before you start the process of evaluation. So now you can understand evaluation is not just a role and responsibility that you take on when you take on that evaluation sheet with you. There is so much more that you can do even prior to delivering an evaluation. And if you do all of these, then you've actually done. I'm not saying you do everything. I'm giving you this as a recommendation that if you want to evaluate somebody to the depth, then these are all the things that you can focus upon. You do this, you are really delivering up to your responsibility as an evaluator. So that's what I mean to say. It's not mandatory, it is recommended. And that is the process or the approach that I would love to follow if I had somebody evaluating me. Now, what is the A part of the RAPID? The A part of the RAPID is analyze. Now, what are you analyzing in this particular thing? You're analyzing in a particular technique that I tell people to follow. You should take a sheet of paper and break it into 3 columns. The first column, you write specific elements. The second column, you write the things done well. And the third column, you put in the things which can improve. So now you've created the 3 columns. So this is the structure that you do to analyze. Now, what do you analyze? You analyze all of these. When you say specific elements, look at the purpose of the speech. Is the purpose, like I said, provided in the evaluation? Did the speaker meet the purpose or did not meet the purpose of the project? You can make your comments on that front. Then you can look at some of the basic stuff. Look at content. Was there a structure to the speech? Was there a logical opening, body, conclusion? Was it organized? Were there smooth transitions between the points that the speaker really covered? So these are the specific elements that you can look at, and then you can write what did the speaker do well or could have done better on that. The same way you can focus in the specific element on delivery. In delivery, You could look at the confidence the speaker exhibited, the gestures, the facial expressions, the vocal variety, and as well as the stage usage if the speaker really put in that effort to stand and deliver the speech. So these are all the things that you can focus on delivery, and then look at the language. Were there descriptive words used? Were there rhetorical devices used that showed that the speaker had really delivered speech which was calm, composed, and confident? There, that was a rhetorical device, an alliteration, and a triad all put together. So, is this some of the things that you can look up in analyze? So, if you list this down, and now when a speaker is speaking, it's very easy for you to look at what did the speaker do well and could have done better, because now you have a structure to really follow. So, these are the elements that you can follow and look at in analyze. Now, let's go to the P. As a part of rapid, what does P focus upon? P is the process. What is the process that you will land up following? So in the process that you take, you mentally run through what is the project purpose. Now that you've listened to the speech and you've written down your comments, now rank these, right, between the second and the third column. Pick up the top 3 or 4 commendations, because the things done well are all commendations, and pick up the top 2 or 3 recommendations. What are the things that could have done better? Because it is possible that you might have more than 3 in that list. So there is no point in talking about everything when you can limit it to a certain number as it is. So you don't need to talk about everything. You pick up the top ones that you'll talk about, and then you motivate the speaker by avoiding generalities. There's no point in just telling a speaker, oh, that was a fantastic speech, I loved it, if you don't really enumerate how was it a fantastic speech, in which way, in what context, was it gestures, facial expressions, which element was the speech delivered well. So you need to talk through specifics. Don't do just generalities, and this is very, very important. So this is the process mentally that you have to run through in your own mind when you need to go to the evaluation stage. Then that is what you focus upon. Then you come to the I. The I is the identify. So now we've done R, review, A, analyze, P, process, and now I, which is identify. Now what do we do in identify? We identify the format that you will follow for your mini speech. Remember, an evaluation is a mini speech by itself. And what do you call a mini speech? The same way like a speech is memorable if it is structured well, an evaluation will also be memorable if it is structured well. Now, can you ensure that you have an opening for your speech? What is the opening? In my particular content, I used the Stan Lee quote, right? That's just an opening. The point is, can you identify an opening? Can you connect it to either something the speaker said or the subject on which the speaker spoke about? If the subject is on travel, could you talk about something about travel to begin? Just one line, not very long, right? Can you have an opening? Then what are the 3 or 4 commendations that you can possibly have? That means you will follow the CRC method. What is the CRC method? Commendations, recommendations, commendations, right? So now when you're following the CRC method, what are the 3 or 4 commendations that you have that you can talk about? Identify that and share that with the speaker. Then what are the 2 or 3 recommendations that you have? Which areas could the speaker have done better? And we'll come to this once again. So because I'll hold on to my recommendation point, and then close with another commendation. Now, when you are in a club meeting, the CRC format is more than sufficient. You don't have to make it anything more complex than that. But if you are in a contest, you're participating in the evaluation contest, then be mindful that you should always end with a summary. And that's very important for a contest because there is a full 15 points that are there on the judge's ballot sheet for summary. So you could obviously incorporate a summary into a normal club evaluation also. That's also fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It will get you into the habit. So you'll do commendations, you'll do recommendations, and you'll do summary. And that is the way that you can evaluate, you can deliver an evaluation. So this is the identify, the format that you do. And now comes the D, the most critical part of an evaluation, which is demonstrate. Now, what are you demonstrating? You really demonstrate those recommendations that you spoke about. If you want to give a recommendation to a speaker saying that the opening could have been better, now you can also indicate and demonstrate how could it have been better. What is that element that the speaker could have done that would have made that opening better? If there is, you are pointing out the speaker to improve gestures, then you can always say, I noticed at this juncture when you spoke about maybe your mother or maybe about the holiday, and you were surprised. What is the expression? What is the gestures? How can you really demonstrate to the speaker so that the speaker can understand and utilize that into the next time that the speaker delivers a speech? So this is very critical. As an evaluator, demonstrating will give you the power to really help the speaker to understand how to incorporate that into the next time the speaker comes and speaks. And that's why it's crucial and essential. Even if you go to a contest, you will notice that the points that you have when you demonstrate, right, how could the speaker have done better, is always more superior. So this is, my dear friends, the quick run through of the technique that is known as rapid. Let's review it once again. The first is review. The second is analyze. The third is the process that you'll follow. The fourth is to identify, and the fifth is to demonstrate. Now, as an evaluator, when you will follow all of these steps in the rapid, what you'll really demonstrate is the fact that feedback is the breakfast for champions. I know this is evening time right now for y'all and dinner time for most of y'all, but nevertheless, for speakers, just like for Roger Federer, like in his own quote, when we say, it's important to learn from your mistakes and become better. So here, you are helping the speaker to learn, you are helping yourself to learn, and as well as you're helping your audience to learn. What better responsibility can you fulfill than when delivering your role better as an evaluator? Thank you. With that, I hand it back to Karuna. I am assuming that we have about 5 minutes for a Q&A session. Am I right? So we can also utilize that Q&A session quickly for whatever remaining time that we have before the timer shows the yellow and red cards, green, yellow, and red cards.
Okay. Open for questions. I think we can set it for anybody has questions.
Perhaps I'll start. So AJ, you mentioned that the demonstrate part will be important for contests. How do you, or in the many clubs that you are associated with, how does a club encourage its members or become a club culture to always demonstrate value and also to have a summary at the end so that they are trained for contests?
Well, I think it's a great question, Cohen. Thank you for that. I think a couple of things that the club does. I mean, obviously holding educational sessions from people who can help the members to understand what way to evaluate. That's a good starting point, because contest is one element. Evaluating well is something that you can extend into your professional, personal life too, any which way. Contest is one element. But nevertheless, I'll answer the question in the context also, in the context of a contest also. So holding educational sessions, when a general evaluator gives feedback to an evaluator in terms of how did he or she evaluate, the general evaluator can focus whether the evaluated these elements or not and ensure that he or she communicates that to the evaluators. That's the second way you can do that. The third way is the mentors can also observe their mentees when they deliver evaluations and then give feedback to them privately in terms of how could they improve in terms of evaluation. In my opinion, if a club encourages all of these three things, then over a period of time that you will find members delivering great evaluations. The contest ultimately is just one step towards a different journey, and then they will perform well in contests also. So that's my feedback on that particular question point.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Cohen. Do you have any more questions for Ajay? Choi, do you have any questions as an evaluator?
No, because it was so clear. So, yeah.
I have a question here. Well, this is so clear, but the challenge is you get overwhelmed by so many things which happen 5-7 minutes. On top, you have to do a prepared speech, do an impromptu or a semi-prepared speech yourself on the evaluation. We all struggle on time. At least I am struggling on time. And I have been trying to compress and choose the highlight few points rather than go into every point. Any thumb rule on the choice?
I'll give you two thumb rules. One is to look at it in terms of the time that's available to you for the evaluation. The first 20 to 30 seconds, use it in the opening. The next 1.5 minutes, use it for your commendations. When you see a green card come up, at that point of time, start moving to recommendations so that you use the time between the yellow and the red card to give the recommendations. And when you see the red card coming up, you can give either the recommendation or summary and then wind up. So this is one tip in terms of using the timing effectively in an evaluation. The second technique that I've already told you when I shared the process, if you list it down and you prioritize between them, what are the things they'll speak about, then you can clear your head out of everything else. And when you will create the impromptu or a semi-impromptu evaluation, then you will know which points to focus upon and what to talk. At that point of time itself, you also rehearse what will you talk about in when you're demonstrating the recommendation, how will you demonstrate it. So that way you will ensure, and luckily the reason why we have speakers, after that we have table topics, and then we have the evaluation, is that it gives the evaluator time to prepare, and that is sufficient in my opinion to be able to put this together.
Thank you. So lovely.
I did have that same question. How much time would it be required for the analysis process, identify that the three things to be completed?
If you create the structure mentally and you follow that mechanism, typically I say that you could easily be evaluating the next 10 minutes itself as it is. In fact, you'll get the benefit of this when you go to a contest, because in the contest you'll do most of that stuff in that 5-minute time that you have in between. After that, till the time you're not called on stage, you can mentally rehearse it in your mind. So in the beginning in a club, I think 10 minutes is more than sufficient. Once you start going to contests, you'll start finding that you actually are able to do it in just about that 5 minutes also.
Okay.
Great, more pressure.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Joy, for you and me, we are evaluating today, so it is a great start.
Okay, I think we are on yellow card. We're on red, so we close the session now. We are going into our team's work to get all of us to help Eddie reach his goal. So, so all of us have taken up a project. So first project is from Deepa. So Deepa, when she's not chasing rainbows, is also designing. She's got a career of 30 years. And so today, Deepa is exercising a pathway, project level 1. And Choi is the evaluator of Deepa. So I request Choi to read out objectives of this project.
Yeah, Deepa is doing her second speech today. It should be between 5 and 7 minutes. And the objective of this speech is to process the feedback and take that feedback in the next speech and show that it's integrated in the learning process. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Choi. Title of Deepa's speech today is Walking with Customers. Over to you, Deepa. I know you're ready. Deepa, your microphone is not switched on. Okay, we'll timer, you can restart.
All right,
Yeah.
sure.
Thank you so much, Karuna. Good evening, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Happy to be here this evening, speaking about walking with customers. What's happened? Why is the screen gone white? Okay.
Brian's screen is white, yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I like to have a electric one, which will with a movable head, which has 3 speeds, which I can use intuitively as it moves around in the hard to reach places in my mouth, said the senior Australian tourist. I cannot stand electric ones, said his wife next to him. I hate to start my morning with this whirring and buzzing sound in my mouth. It ruins my entire day. Here I was talking to 2 complete strangers at the Plaza Hotel, in the lobby of the Plaza Hotel, asking them about the intimate details of oral hygiene and what brushes they use and how they use them and the time at which they use it. By my side, my research buddy, Tammy, was furiously scribbling notes. This was part of our customer human research on how people use oral devices to keep their mouths clean. This was a workshop done by IDEO, the well-known global design research and product design firm. And Tammy and I were research buddies walking around the Plaza Hotel, looking for poor, looking for our victims, to walk up to them, and then if they were amenable, we would just ask, we would start asking them these very intimate questions. So this is so actually getting to understand how a customer uses any product or has any experience from a customer's point of view is what helps you design a better product or a better experience. And if you do it from a customer's point of view, after walking around them in circles and then talking to them, then you will end up with a product the customer loves to use and that the customer will pay for. By the end of the day, by the end of the morning, actually, Tammy and I had spoken with three complete strangers. It takes some guts to just walk up to people and then start asking them all these questions. But you'd be surprised how many people are actually willing to share all this when they know it's about what they are thinking and when they know that it is finally just to help them. So now step ahead to about 6 months. The scene is now Wong Chuk Hang, and it is at the AXA Innovation Center in Wong Chuk Hang. I am part of a multicultural, multi-generational, multi-skilled team, and we are working collaboratively together to come up with a product or a service that will help schools, students, and their teachers deal with anaphylaxis. And our team consists of Kirill, who is a Russian developer, Carrie Au, who's a business analyst, Mike Harris, who is a senior educator from Canada, Ignacio, who is a Spanish business student from Shanghai, and myself, a designer and a design thinker. Now, what is anaphylaxis? Anaphylaxis is a severe allergic reaction to things like nuts and seafood, which can be very often fatal. And the people who are prone to this have to always have an EpiPen with them. And an EpiPen is a loaded syringe which contains a very strong antihistamine. So now this was part of a startup weekend project And within 2 days, we had to come up with a product that would help schools, parents, and teachers, product or a service that would help schools and teachers in Hong Kong deal with anaphylaxis with amongst their students. So we had only 3 hours to talk to our customer base, which consisted of parents, to the students themselves who are who are prone to have this condition, and of course the school administrators. So we had to look at it from the point of view of a parent's concern and a student's fear, and also the school administrators' awesome responsibility, and the fact that they don't want to spend too much on monitoring and anaphylaxis. So off we went. Carrie and I, we all fanned out, and then Carrie and I went off to Ocean Park, which was a thinking that we will find children and parents and their caregivers there, but it was a bad idea. Nobody wanted to talk to us. So finally, we struck gold when we found a British nanny. I think she was dying to talk to somebody. So we approached her, and she told us that in Hong Kong, because the medium of cooking is peanut oil, many people don't have anaphylaxis. And children brought up in Hong Kong don't suffer from this condition. So then we realized we actually have to speak to teachers and parents and students of international schools. So off we got on our phone. All this was with a lot of walking and a lot of talking. Now, to cut a long story short, you have to get to your customer base. That is the essence of a good customer, of starting a good customer journey. Your insights are sharp, piercing, and inspirational, and help you design a wonderful product or experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deepa. So we'll give a minute for Choi to make her notes, do her analysis, and I request our colleagues, our friends, to put in comments for Deepa for her speech. Thank you. Okay. I think we can, if anybody else has any other comments, we can put in, otherwise we can go on to our next speaker. I think a minute is almost over. I would like to invite our next speaker, Manju. Manju is an independent consultant of organization learning. Manju thinks no business can survive without a customer obsession. So today Manju is exercising Pathway Dynamic Leadership Project 1, Level 1 Icebreaker. Bharat will be the evaluator of Manju, for Manju, and I request Bharat to read out objectives of this project. Bharat, your mic, you need unmute and start.
Good evening, everyone. Our millennial leader Manju, she is not at all stagnant. She is moving to her second path. She has just completed, she started her new path today. And on her new path, she is doing the icebreaker. We all know what an icebreaker is. And the purpose statement for her speech is, she is to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Moreover, she says life is a journey from one destination to other. However, it is up to you to choose which train to enter. She asks everyone to lend her your ears so that she can share her journey. Over to you, Toastmaster Manju.
Thank you.
very much. Okay, Manju, the team.
Thank you, Karuna, and thank you, Bharat. Life is a journey of destination, of different destination, journey from one destination to the other. I am Manju Vishwa, hailing from the southernmost state of India, Kerala, popularly called as the God's own country. During my younger days, I had seen that most of the people in Kerala were either farmers or landowners with plantations, rubber plantations, plantain plantations. So my father had a rubber plantation. So we lived in a big land, at the center of a big land and a big house at a remote village. Life was beautiful. During the day, when my mother cooked yummy food, we used to climb trees. My favorite was the guava tree with small branches and less insects. I had two siblings. Well, I would say I was lucky as the youngest to grow with my father's wisdom of vision and my mother's cooking and fashion sense, my sister's learning sense, and my brother's fighting spirit. As I said, life was never stagnant for me, a journey from one destination to other. The turning point in my life started when my father, who is the owner of this so-called plantation, that is his income, decided to move to a city 3 hours, almost 300 kilometers from our native place only for our education. So which means that he has to travel 3 hours to reach his plantation, do his work and return the next day. Well, it was a choice that he made for our future and very happily. I would say our future was very much secured with that, with the kind of education, with the kind of people that we met in the new city. But life wasn't very comfortable for him either. So as we moved on to the new city, as you can expect, we had a culture shock from a remote village to a city where people lived on their own. There was no sharing, and you had to really push yourself to find some new friends. So again, I used my fighting spirit to find some friends and adjust to the new city, learn something new and move on. Of course, I missed my guava trees and mango trees. Later, as we progressed with our life, I had to choose my next city for my graduation. Now in Kerala, in our place, I don't know if it is all over India, if you want to have in those times, if you want to have a good quality of lifestyle, it was believed or we just got the concept that either you have to be an engineer or doctor, or maybe just sit at home. So I decided to become an engineer And I chose the farthest city from home for that. I was at the southernmost part of Kerala. And this next city, I had to travel 12 hours. And again, from that place, graduation city, again chose the farthest place as my workplace. And eventually what happened was, when I got married, we moved to Dubai, again further away. I wasn't scared because every time we moved on to a new city, there was something new to explore. And Dubai must be the longest period we lived in a city, that is almost like 15 years. And that's where I explored 2 Toastmasters club and continued my Toastmasters journey. Toastmasters was always a place where I could go back and find the best friends and best learning. And when it came to moving to Hong Kong, it was again a challenge. I had to leave a little bit of business I was doing in Dubai. But of course, the opportunities that the new city laid to me was enormous. And as you can see in my mind map, a lot of new buds, new people interests, new friendship interests, new career interests, new passions, new hobbies, and life has been amazing with different destinations. Now, if you can take 10 seconds of your time, just imagine if you have 1 month from today, what would be a new change that you want to bring in your life? Count of 10 seconds. Yes. So my point is, if you have found out your destination, a new change, find out the train to your destination. If you're very clear about why do you want to be there to your new destination, definitely you will know how to reach there, which train to take. It is your choice. So life is a journey of destinations. Never stay stagnant at a platform. Keep moving forward. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Manju. Thank you. It was wonderful. So now we move on to the table topics, and we'll have a break. And during the break, I would request members to put in their comments for Manju's speech, and we can move on. We can't be stagnant. We have the train. The time train is running. So over to you, Raghunanda Raju from Toastmasters Hyderabad for the table topic.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Raghunanda Raju, and I'm from Toastmaster for Hyderabad Entrepreneurs, District 98, India. Table topics are the impromptu speech. This is the practice that helps us in our real life to be prepared for that 1 to 2 minutes important time where we need to make the first impression or take the critical decisions. It's just like a swimming pool where you need to practice and be prepared for that journey in the sea. And let us see how we do it today. Thank you for the opportunity, Bharat. And let us start. I will be table topic master and also table topic evaluator. I will note down the improvement areas where you can do better. And I will also submit my report as a table topic evaluator. Now coming back to table topics, once I give a topic, you have 1 to 2 minutes to complete. There will be some topics where there will be an exception and I will be giving that. In comma, it will be 1 to 2. You need to finish off within 2.5, which is the highest that it can take. So let's see who is the first one. Let me see who I can pick up first. Any nominations? Do we have any nominations here? Hey, great, Gwen. Toastmaster Cohen, so the topic for you is the customer always right? Is the customer always right, Toastmaster Cohen?
Well, the first thing that came into my mind is yes, unless it's your wife or your husband. So yes, the generally held belief is that the customer is always right. If you're a business, you will want the repeat custom of that person. You will want that person to, as Eddie always says, pass the word of mouth, something good about your product or service, so that his or her friends may also enjoy this wonderful product that he or she is enjoying. And of course, if this is only the case if this person is satisfied with your business. And if you were to anger her or him, sometimes it is not about reasoning, but it's about emotions. If you bring up the negative emotion, and they will just spout off anything and bring about a bad word of mouth to your business. So yes, the customer is always right. However, it becomes very difficult if your customer is someone you're close to. For example, I mentioned your wife or your husband, or perhaps your mother-in-law or father-in-law. Now just imagine you want to ask them to change the way they dress, or buy a new pair of shoes, or buy a new phone to them. But because it is something so unfamiliar to them, they just resist. Case in point, my dad. It is so difficult for me to ask him to change a new phone because he has been using the phone for the last 6 or 7 years, and just because he is not familiar with the new one. So yes, and the customer is right until he or she is your loved ones or someone close to you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Cohen. I just want to ask, Brian, are you taking the right timings? It is 1 to 2 minutes. You started with a green card.
Wait, sorry, I thought the table topics is 1 minute, or is it 2?
It's 1 to 2 minutes.
It's 1 to 2 minutes.
Oh,
So-
yeah. My bad then, my bad. Yeah.
So green at 1 minute,
Oh, yeah.
yellow 1.5, and red 2 minutes.
I thought it's 1 minute. All right then. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you. So who is going next? So let's do an exercise. So I want 2 people to come up. So who is coming? Let us see how these 2 people react. I'm picking up those people. Karuna and Bharat.
Aye. Okay, I'm here.
Wonderful. The timer, please note, the timing for this activity is 2 to 4 minutes, 2 green, 3 yellow, and 4 is the red. Now, the situation is Bharat don't mind it, is computer illiterate. He doesn't know anything about computer language, but he is your customer. Karuna, you are a tech support executive. Now, Bharat is unable to start his camera in his laptop. He's going to call you and the conversation has to go on. You have to finally help him start his camera. Okay? Now we'll start. 1, 2, 3, start.
Good evening. This is Karuna here, your customer service. May I know who's speaking? Bharat, you need to unmute yourself first.
I'm so frustrated. Oh, my friends are there in a Zoom call. I can't start a camera. Please help me do this.
Sure, sir. Are you on Zoom right now?
Yes, I am on Zoom. Quickly, please.
Okay, sir. Do you see the Zoom screen in front of you?
I can see the Zoom screen, but the camera doesn't work.
Okay, sir. On the bottom left-hand side, there are 2 buttons. Do you see one says mute and next to that says video? Can you see?
Yes, yes, my video is on. Still the camera is not on.
Ah, okay. So I would suggest, which computer are you using? Is it a Windows or a Mac computer or a Linux machine?
I'm using a Windows, man. Why are you wasting time on stupid questions? Please move fast. My friends are talking.
Yes, sir. So now if you're on a Windows, do you see the start icon on the left-hand corner?
Yes, yes, I can see it.
Please press the start icon.
Yes.
And there you can see the settings and video.
I can see the setting. I'm finding the video now.
Okay, sir. So you can then make sure that the video is switched on.
I cannot find the video there.
Okay, so
are you sure there is a video there?
I expect so. It should be there.
No, there is no video. There is system, there is device, there is phone.
You have the device. So click on device, sir.
Oh, it says only printer and mouse and scanner. Bluetooth and other devices, touchpad.
Okay. So do you have a laptop or you're working on a desktop?
I said I am a Windows laptop.
Oh, Windows laptop. Thank you, sir. So the laptop, if it is the device is.
Hey, hold on. Friends, I'm coming. Wait, the engineer is helping me. Wait, wait.
I don't really have any idea how Windows works. I'm a Mac guy. Okay.
Oh my God. This company does not have a good engineer. Oh, wait, my friends, wait.
I think it is more another kind of technical problem. Do you see the camera? Is the LED blinking in the top of your monitor screen? Do you see
LED? Where is the LED?
On the top of your screen, you will see one green LED.
There is no LED.
Okay, sir. Do you see that in the middle of your monitor on the top? That is where your camera will be. Can you take some liquid alcohol and wipe it clean? I think there is a lot of dirt on your camera.
Hey man, dirt is your side. My camera is clean. It was working in the morning.
Okay, sir. What I would suggest is I will remotely log into your computer.
Please do fast. Please do fast.
Please give me your password.
Okay, my password is founders.
Can you give me your credit card number, sir?
Why do you need my credit card number?
No.
This is a laptop under warranty. What is this company about?
Yes, sir.
I am going to put a lot of bad words about your review on the website.
Yes.
My friends are waiting. This minute will not come again. Please be fast.
Okay, so you can do one thing. You can switch off your computer and restart the computer. Have you tried to switch off and restart your computer?
If I switch off my computer, I will be logged off after the meeting.
Yes, sir, but you'll need to switch off because there's a driver update.
Okay, my friend, I will switch off and this is bye-bye because I will miss the meeting. Okay. It's already red light there.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bharat. Thank you, Raghu. He put us in a spot. I don't have a video.
Well done. I love that.
Okay, so Raghu, back to you.
Okay. Aditya Majay, are you still in the room? He's not there. Okay. Fine.
Even 8.
Deepa, this is for you. I love your speech, by the way. So this is for you, and I will see how you will do it. What are the 5 tips of ineffective communication to get rid of a customer? I'm putting that in chat. What are the 5 tips of ineffective communication to get rid of a customer?
I'm the customer service representative for a company, and I'm sitting on the I'm on the phone, or maybe I will do it in person. I'm in person. I'm facing the customer, and the customer stands in front of me. First of all, I don't even look at the customer for a very long time. I keep on looking at my phone, or I keep pretending that I'm very busy, and I avoid making eye contact with the customer. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, when the customer tells you something, you pretend you cannot understand. You have no idea what he or she is talking about. That's the second tip. And the third tip is, supposing they are trying to get something set right, you tell them something totally opposite. For instance, if they want some printing done in a particular color, then you talk about something totally unrelated. Maybe you will talk about the paper quality. You will not talking about you won't talk about printing. That's the third tip. And the fourth tip is, you are very, very rude, and you keep saying that you are you have not done something properly. That's why the artwork you gave is wrong. That's why the printing has come out badly. And then I can't really think of a fifth tip, because my whole life I have always tried to use effective communication to keep a customer. So to think up of something that a customer will not come back to me for is very difficult for me. So thank you. Back to you.
Good attempt. So you missed by 1 point, but great attempt there. Who is coming next? Tanigai Arasu or Gital? Do you want to try? Any one of you?
I can try.
Wow, Choi, great. Thank you for coming up. So the topic for you is, one of your major clients is very abusive, but you still need the client to stay in business. How will you handle the situation? One of your clients is very abusive, but you still need the client to stay in business. How will you handle the situation?
That is a very interesting topic, because it really depends on what identity you are, and identity seems to be my thing. But yeah, immediately comes to mind that if you are in a restaurant, which I have experience in, and yeah, if you want to make people angry, then you have to make them wait for their food. I think nothing makes people more angry than that. Yeah, so I have been in circumstances where people were very, yeah, angry, and yeah, I wouldn't say violent, luckily, but certainly, yeah, abusive, maybe, yeah, towards that. And I think that is what is really helping is to acknowledge their problem, acknowledge their complaint. That will usually really calm people down. But if you're in consulting, facing an abusive client, I think that is a total different situation. I think that it's almost not possible to solve it, because it's an advising role that you're taking, and you have to be a trusted advisor. So to go from a situation where a customer is abusive to that he will trust your advice, that's a long road to take. So it really depends on if you can find out quickly why the customer is so angry, and if there is a really quick and good solution for that. If not, if it's a deep-rooted misunderstanding, then we have a stagnant situation, and I don't think that can get smoothened out. So yeah, abusive customers, the nightmare of every service provider or person that is facing a customer, I think.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Choi. I really love being a topic master for today evening. I hope we meet once again in the same role. I wish you all the best, and everybody had a great attempt. I'll come back as a table topic evaluator in the evaluation section. Thank you, and over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Raghu. Really enjoyed. You brought in some new, because we are totally a brand new Toastmaster club. You know, most of us here are brand new. We've never been to any Toastmasters, and this might be the third meeting, and you brought in some new experiences for all of us. Thank you, Raghu. And so now we will have our 5 minutes break. And during the break, I would want our new members to introduce themselves. Those who don't have the video can switch on the video, and let's get to know each other.
Before that, let's take a photo.
Oh, yeah, but then they need to switch on the video.
Yes, please switch on your video. Yeah, I see Naris. Brian, you want to make your lights go away?
Funny guy.
Funny guy, you want to switch on?
No, the lighting is difficult here at night, so
yeah, that's fine. Tani guy, are you there? Tani guy, Tani guy,
hey, come on.
Guy.
Put on your video.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
It is there.
And taking. Yay, it's done. Thank you.
Okay. Raghu, why don't you tell more about yourself? You are a visitor.
Thank you. I joined Toastmasters in May 2019 and loving the journey so far. So right now on a journey, go around the world virtually to visit at least one club from each country. I've visited about 112 countries so far and have about approximately 33, 34 more to visit.
That's amazing.
I have lined up Macau for you already. I have reached to some people for you.
Thank you. I think Macau and Cyprus are two difficult ones because everybody I contacted, they said they were doing physical meetings. That's kind of hard.
Okay. So when you go to a new club, so this is after the meetings, do you continue with the relationships with any of the clubs?
Some do build the relation. I've met pretty good friends in Caribbean, African, and some European countries.
Okay.
So some call me back as a role player, and some do maintain a relation in the long term.
Okay.
So that relations has helped me over a period, whether it as a role player or whether it is the way that they call me as an emergency role player or I call them as emergency role player. It is a two-way street. It helps. Yeah. But I was able to, if you look at my WhatsApp, more than my friends, there are more Toastmasters, about maybe 500 to 600.
Wow.
Raghu, one thing interests me. You said you joined Toastmasters in 2019. We are sitting in 2021 and you are already a DTM. Did you rush it through or how did you manage that?
I will get my second DTM probably by month end or next month.
Oh, wow.
How did I do it? I think something that helped me in COVID situation is ability to attend different meetings. And one thing I love to is repeat my speeches as much as possible. So I fine tune my speeches, first thing. Second thing, I don't rush. I give good amount of time, but I don't wait like others. I try to give my if there are projects, if I know what to do, I'll do it. If there are speeches, if it is taking time, I will take the time. I completed my first pathway in February 2020 and second pathway in about, I think, November or December. I think, yeah, and last October 2020. It took me only 5 to 6 months. First pathway took 9 months. Second pathway took 5 to 6 months. And then third and fourth, it was pretty easy for me. It took me only 9 months. I done parallelly, humorous, and then other, the visual, visionary communication parallel. It was fine. I think once you complete a pathway, next becomes just easy. I think we had someone who was doing an icebreaker in the second part. They can easily tell that.
Raju, but are there any fun or memorable experience you can share to us from other Toastmasters? Any fun or interesting one?
I ask, so this is one thing, a table topic that I love to ask people. If necessity is the mother of invention, who is the father? So I got different replies. But when I was in Jordan, this lady was so playful. She said that it is haram. It could have been born to a milkman or a washerman or can anybody. And she was making fun of the topic. So it always tickles me the way that she made fun of the topic itself. And the other thing I love is in Jamaica, they had the team as cricket. And everybody, though it was an evening meeting for them, everybody's were ready in the cricket dress, irrespective of the woman, man, and even their evaluation speeches, everything lined in that topic, which was fun, which not normally people do. They just come dress or just talk a little bit, but they ensure to flow everything in the same thing. I think that was fun.
Cricket themed. The entire Toastmasters evening was cricket themed.
Right, but they ensure to flow in that. Normally, what we do, we talk. For example, today is customer service. We try to talk a little bit about it, but then it just go the side. But they ensure to talk in the same language throughout.
You mean even their words and everything were linked to cricket, is it?
Right.
Oh, time out.
Time out, Deepa. Time out, Trago.
So Brian should show the red card, no?
Huh? You show the red card.
A break. We're having a break.
Next
no break for the timer.
Okay, next we move to evaluations. So we start with Choi. Are you ready with evaluation, Choi?
Do you want to?
Yes.
You say you want to do the vote, the vote for the best table topics.
Okay. Before we go into the evaluation, we can do the polling for the table topic before everybody forgets what the table topics were. So Cohen will put out the votes, so you can the polling, so you could choose the people you liked, the table topics. There you go.
I can't vote because I am the co-host.
I will remove that.
Then you need to relaunch the poll if you remove him. I think general evaluator can continue while the polling is on to save time.
Oh, we don't have a general evaluator.
Oh, no problem.
Okay.
The evaluation can continue.
We can move on, Karuna.
So,
I will just wait. It doesn't matter. And I will. Has everybody voted? Maybe Tanigai has not voted. That's okay because 11 out of 12 people. No, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So I shall end the poll. Okay. Let's continue.
Okay. So I invite our Choi, evaluator Choi, to take the podium.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Karuna. So yeah, Cohen said pressure gives diamonds, and Deepa for sure gave us some treasure tonight, as her structure was very interesting. It felt like you had a layer, an unpacking a hidden treasure at the end, because you had a kind of reverse structure, which was very interesting, starting with a quote and, another quote, a life experience or a life quote for someone you have met, and then going to the experience to approach strangers for a research, and then going to the background of that experience, and then to a conclusion. So that was really very engaging. It was also very engaging because it was very personal and a recent experience. You told us in the story more about what your work is, and you gave us also tips about a lot of things about we learned a lot from it about nut allergy and about how it feels to approach strangers and how you do research for your work. So I liked that a lot too. And the third commendation I want to make is that the speed of your speech was very pleasant. So it was very easy to follow. Yes, and I'm going also to a second layer of my evaluation, to the recommendations. And I think that I was thinking in the beginning of this evening that it's quite easy actually to do a speech, or easier, sorry, to do a speech through Zoom, because yeah, it is different than to stand in person in front of an audience. But that's actually not really true, because there are also disadvantages of Zoom, and that is that you are less aware of where the camera is. So I would definitely advise you next time, if you do it again through Zoom, to really speak to the camera, so that it's easier also for the audience to be engaged. And the second recommendation is maybe a little bit of a easy shot, because it felt for me like you were under time pressure. You wanted to reveal a lot of treasures to us. So there was a lot of information going on. And yeah, I got the parts of your story. So the oral hygiene, the customer research, the nut allergy, the reaction from the lady that nut allergies or that kind of allergies are actually not very common in the Hong Kong society. So you had to move your research to an international community. So, and the conclusion was that you have to really know what the customer wants to experience. So that transition was not very smooth for me. And yeah, so I think for next time it will be nice if you would take more time to piece it together. But overall, thank you very much, and a very pleasant speech. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster Karuna.
Thank you, Choi. And so I pass the mic over to Bharat, who will be evaluating Manju's speech.
Life is not a destination. Life is about the journey, not about the destination. Manju, with your calm and soothing voice, you took me back to my journey to the God's own country. Your calm voice relived all those moments for me. And I am sure everyone here has felt the same and went back in their past. Not only your voice is so calm, you pace everything very, very clearly, the different phases of your life. And by doing that, you clearly meet the purpose of your speech. Everyone here, the audience, are you fully aware? Can you write in one word, what was that Manju told about herself in this one icebreaker she is giving? She was able to portray herself as passionate, as daring. Do you agree with me, guys? Yes. Going on her journey with her, we not only understood through her personal stories, that during our journey, we have to be prepared for the challenges which are thrown our way. If I have to give some recommendations to take Manju speech to a next level, of course, she is a established, experienced Toastmaster. I would really challenge her to take the stage, use it fully, and use some props. You remember her brother? Frightened. Use some gestures or props to convey that. Another thing we noticed, the 10-second pause. She let it sink in us about her journey and what we visualize our journeys to be. A commendation to go with it. You did wonderfully well. And to take it to next level, you could have asked the audience to give some feedback on the chat, what they visualized from in that 10 seconds. Summing up, excellent calm voice, met the purpose of the speech, also took us back in journey in time. Commendations are use some props, get the audience interact, and on top, end it with a message. Reiterate the message. Life is about the journey, not the destination. And I'm with you, Manju, in your journey. Best of luck to the next speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bharat. Moving on, we have the table topic evaluation by the table topic master, Raghu. Back to you, Raghu.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Karuna. Table topic, I will reiterate that this practice is necessary for us to prepare for those moments in life where we need to make critical decisions and respond without any preparation. Irrespective of what others say, I always believe in the fact that first impression is certainly the best impression. And let us see how our friends have done today. First topic, Toastmaster Cohen, was about, is customer always right? Distinguished Toastmaster Cohen. I love the way that you started, yes, unless it is your spouse. And love that you brought few points where you said, if customer is not satisfied, he might not bring you business, but he is satisfied, he will bring you more business. But if you are making him angry, it might result in a mouth-to-mouth spread of bad about your business. But then you also mentioned how it is difficult if the customer is your close family member, and you mentioned how you are not able to make your father get rid of that old phone. Great thing about this, but one thing I would say is you try to, I thought first when you said the customer is always right, I thought you were trying to conclude, but then you came back again and you talked about your parents and then how you are not able to work with your close relative. So that is something that was confusing. So if you're trying to conclude, just make it properly. For example, when you want to do a table topic, these are the 4 things that you need to follow: point, reasons, example, and point with your summary. So this is where you miss. Maybe next time you can do better there. Now coming to our conversation between these 2 great heroes, Toastmaster Bharat and Toastmaster Karuna. I love the way that you had a conversation, and Toastmaster Karuna, you were on toes today. When you just unmuted and just started the conversation, hello, and then you started the conversation. I think that is something you didn't wait or discuss anything. Just start a conversation like a executive there. And Bharat, you did. I love the way you brought energy. I love the energy that you have every time in a conversation. What you can do better is, Bharat, you took a long pause in between. So that was confusing what was trying to happen. It didn't look like that you were trying to do something. Maybe make a sound look like that you're taking time for that. Karuna, you try to add more vocal variety to make it feel, because you're getting frustrated because this person on the other side is trying to give you all the silly reasons you're not to have. And then second thing is you try to take it a different turn. It is lovely, but then you deviated from what you're trying to convey. So though you did try a humorous part, but it didn't spark well. So try to be on the topic that you're trying to tell. Otherwise, great attempt by both of you, and we all enjoyed it today. Thank you. Next, coming to we are talking of 5 tips of ineffective communication by your Toastmaster Deepa. Deepa, I love the way you brought all the things because, and it sound, but it, and I love the way that you facts and how it actually feel like when a customer sees them. But I would say when you're trying to tell them, you would try to change first person to third person to first person, and then you also, the tense was changing. So next time, try to work on that part. Otherwise, I love your attempt, and maybe next time you will have the 5th point too for us. And next, coming to our Toastmaster Choi. Choi, what I loved about your attempt is you brought 2 scenarios. One is in a restaurant, one is in consulting business. And you talked about why people get abusive in restaurant. Yeah, even we get frustrated when you have to wait for dinner at home. Forget about restaurant. You get frustrated when your dinner or breakfast is not ready. And I'm one of them. I get mad till I have my lunch and then I start shouting at home. But that is common. And you also mentioned how we can actually try to find the root cause and address it. You also mentioned how we can change the customer from being abusive to the fact that they start trusting us. That's a great one here. But when you attempted everything, the 2 improvement points for you here. One is, it was not relevant to the topic. What I meant is the client, you need the client, but he is abusive. He is not something he's trying to be abusive. He is abusive, but he start talking all filthy language. So how you handle that? But otherwise, I love the attempt that you got the structure. Second is voice modulation. You can add more voice modulation. For example, if you don't have the food, they get frustrated like that. You start saying something like that. Just bring the emotions. When you bring those emotions, you live, and we also live in those moments with you. With that, I will end my evaluation. So for whenever you're trying to, so everybody's experience, but I have few pointers for you. When you're attempting table topics, especially for those who are not taken, don't wait. It is just like the girl where you want to propose. If you keep waiting, somebody else will take the girl and go away and you stay single. Just like that. So don't wait, go and propose. Go and propose a table topic that you want. Second thing is when you're attempting a table topic, remember well, whatever you read every day, keep that as the well of information back of your head. This is what I've learned. Third thing is when you are trying to make a point, please first understand what the point is, then reason it, and then also explain it further, and then try to summarize it. Every table topic is still a speech, so follow the structure, and I think you will be able to fare well. I wish you all the best, and I hope everybody is preparing well for the upcoming table topic contest. All the best, and over to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Raghu. So now we're coming to the end of the sessions. We're going to get into the R counter report. I am now passing to Bernard. Bernard, give our R counters report.
Do I give a precise or approximate numbers?
It's up to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, it sounds like I feel bad about like counting 1, 2, 3. You made mistakes. I'm just gonna do general. So first is Lina, what is they? And I got a couple of So's and a couple of R's. And then Karuna, Toastmaster, throughout the speech, number of a few ums, a few R's, and a couple of So's. And AJ, evaluate to motivate, 1 R. And Deepa, walking with customers, I got a couple of dozen. And Bharat in the table topic where he plays the very funny guy, Nanfang, Manju, Johnny of Destination, couple repeats, and 1 R. And Ragunata table topic, Nanfang, and Cohen, a few R's and a couple of So's, Karuna, a couple of R's, and then Choi, a few R's and a couple of ums and a couple of So's and a couple of repeats during the evaluation and presentation about abusive comments. And then Bharat and Ragunada evaluation, maybe just 1 repeat, and that's.
Thank you. Thank you, Bernard. Now, next we get the timers report from Brian, our guest, Brian. Brian?
Right, hey. So yeah, so basically, I think everyone, for all the prepared speech, everyone went just a bit, a few seconds over time, but then it's all right, because, I mean, you're all enjoying the speech. And for the table topics, I mean, except for Haruna and Bharat, when you guys went a minute over time, but then it was way too fun, so it's fine. And and for the meetings report, I mean, for meetings report, I think Troy and Bharat, they both went over time for almost a minute, but then it's all right. I mean, they're all evaluation and they're all precious opinions for them to improve. So, and for Raju, he went just on time. Perfect. Yeah, and I think that's much about it.
Thank you. Thank you. So next we go to our guest, Lena. Lena, our grammarian, report.
Oh, I unmute now. Yeah. Hello, everyone. It's my turn to summarize of my grammar role here. Have anyone already remember the word of the day? Stagnant, right? So I hopefully most of the people are just not really mention the word today, but I'm really appreciate Bharat Naja used it twice during speaking. It's speaking, and Joy used once, and I haven't heard of others speak for the word. So yes, stagnant, by the way. So I hope you can enjoy this word. So about the grammarian, I really do enjoy each of the speaker. Aja evaluated, motivate, and Deepa working with customers, Manju, the platform, train, the journey. So I see the fun of the grammar words. I particularly choose few of the words maybe can be replaced of my idea. One is about Aja said that responsible, or maybe it can be replaced of other words are the responsibilities of, and be mindful, as you mentioned on your speech. Maybe you just giving suggestion to others, maybe be alert. So that's my idea. And about the part, you said that during your speeches, you said the intimate questions. Maybe intimate questions, I think probably intimated questions. So I'm not right, it is wrong or right, but maybe this my idea. And as you said that about the end of the day or morning, maybe in the dead of the morning. Manju, you said that when my mom cooked the food, maybe use the passive words, cook it, okay? So because it is passive, right? So about the thoughts, the words, the sayings, I really appreciate that Farhan Najjar said the sentence, life is about a journey, not a destination. This is a sentence I really love today for you when you're giving evaluation to the Maju. So I do really enjoy each of the speakers' speech. So I enjoy a lot. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you. So we've come to the end of our reporting. I pass it on to Eddie for awards, feedback, and closing remarks.
So before we close, before the award, I want everybody to take on a role for our next meeting, because this is one of the best methods for us to set up our next meeting. So we got everybody on here. Anybody want to volunteer for roles? Anybody want to speak? Karuna, would you like to speak at the next meeting?
Yep, I'm gonna be
perfect. You got it. If no, well, other people could also speak.
Neeraj has also raised the hand.
Ah, Nerys, there you go. Both of you are speaking. So great.
We can have 3 speeches if we have no education session.
If nobody wants to take, I'll speak. I need to do that triple crowns. I need to speak as much as possible.
So
I'll do 2 weeks. There's 2 meetings later. I'll do an education workshop on the meeting roles.
Okay, Bernard, do you want to take up an icebreaker?
Oh yeah, then I won't speak. Bernard, you take
icebreaker. I'm gonna have to look it up. So I hope maybe Barack can send me a link where I can study.
Sure. I will give you all the details.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna give it a shot. Thank you.
Yay! We got 3.
As it sounds. It's just break the ice. You just speak. Take a top and speak. That's all it is.
It's basically a speech to introduce yourself.
Okay. I'll just break the ice. Say something.
That's right. Something like that. Yeah.
I can do that.
The Toastmaster of the day, Karuna did a great job. Anyone want to take on that role? Anybody that haven't tried it?
Yeah, I haven't tried. That's important.
How is your situation? Will you be able to join us physically at the center? Deepa? How's your situation? Will you be able to come 2 weeks from now to North Ocock for the meeting?
You're on mute.
You're mute. Cannot hear you, Deepa.
So is it will that be an in-person meeting? The next meeting?
Yes, it's hybrid.
Where is it? Do we have a venue?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will be the Toastmaster.
Perfect.
Yeah. Your role basically today, Karuna.
Yes.
I'm handing over to Deepa.
Yay! Kuntong.
Yes. So I counter, grammarian and timer. Everybody.
I can be the timer or our counter.
Choi, have you been the language evaluator?
No.
Okay. Could you be
none
that,
of
please?
these 3 roles? Okay.
Could you be that, please?
Perfect. So
Okay.
I counter and timer. How about the 2 guests? Right?
What about who's the timer?
Tiny Guy. How about Tiny Guy? And Murali, is he still here? Are they still here?
Yes, are you guys here?
Tiny Guy is from Singapore and Murali is from USA. Do you guys want to talk?
Yes,
Hey, this is
introduce yourself.
Murali here. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, this is Murali here. I'm from US. I came to know about this channel through LinkedIn, and it's pretty exciting. So this is the first time I'm listening to a Toastmaster.
You're welcome to take on a role for our next meeting.
I'm not sure, but I can do it remotely. But that's
you
okay.
You could do it remotely. We got hybrid, so you could do it remotely.
Can you be It's okay.
It's 2 weeks from now.
Timer or our counter? You choose.
What is it? Timer and?
Timer or our counter?
Okay, timer would be more easier. Just keep the time of everybody's speech. And so if it's a 2-minute speech, the first minute you put on a green card, and then at 30 seconds later, at a yellow card, and then a red card. So kind of, it's a pretty simple role. You just need to have a timer and change the cards. So you'll be on Zoom, so you could just change your background color to just like what Brian was doing today.
Okay. I wasn't paying attention because I was on my phone, but I'm sure I can do that. Yeah. But what is the other role?
The other role
counter.
Counter.
What Bernard did today.
So you just need to listen to everybody's speech and see, how many times each speaker is saying, oh,
okay,
something like that.
Okay, got you. The filler words. Okay.
Yeah, filler words. Just a feedback to the rest of the group, so that we can improve our speech. So that's it.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'll do the timer. It seemed to be easy. Yeah, I'll segue in that way, and then maybe I'll be soon the top speaker. So.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's good.
Tanigay?
Thank you.
Tanigay, do you want to take over role?
Yeah, hi. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, hi. Just a short note from my side. My name is Tanigay Arasu, and just call me Tanigay. And I'm currently based in Singapore, and so I'm a great friend of Karuna, and in fact, both are classmates in our engineering college. And I came across a LinkedIn post and from Karuna, and then I just joined because the topic attracted me, customer focus. I'm in sales, so I thought what's this topic about? And then I just wanted to to learn a bit more about this. And but it's pretty interesting to see that how this topic getting along, and then different views from different speakers and so on. And so it's very interesting to take part, and I'm looking forward to the next meeting, and I'll take the only one left, so whatever the role left, I think that should be pretty easy for me as well, and I think it should be all right.
Yay!
Yay! That's great. Before the meeting ends, we already filled up all the roles, so perfect. Yay!
Eddie, now we can move to the awards.
Yes.
Who's the table topic master and the table topic evaluator?
Scamster get the award.
Yes, who gets the award?
Let's have the drum roll, please.
Over to you, Eddie.
I actually don't know the winner.
I texted you. I texted you.
Oh, sorry about that, Cohen. The winner is Bharat. Bharat has won. Great acting skill and great interaction with Karuna.
Yeah,
the scammer. So great interaction. Congratulations, Bharat. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So we had such a great meeting. It's such a fun meeting tonight, so I definitely welcome all you guys back, for you guys guests, right? Brian and Nina, if you're interested in, joining our club, and continue on this path, please join us, right? I can send you guys all the membership material, and then you could talk to Karuna for the payment, and then you're part of our club. So, and then you could start doing your speech, and then we could kind of help you along with your pathway. So yes, please join us.
So the next meeting is going to be a live meeting. So we will have a hybrid session. So Brian and Lena, I strongly recommend, because you both are in Hong Kong, come over. Meeting will be at Nau Tho Kok. So I hope you're familiar with Kowloon side. Nau Tho Kok is next station from Kung Pong. And that's where the next meeting would be. And it's going to be a hybrid meeting. So those who are foreign friends from Singapore and US can link in through Zoom. So, we will have a hybrid setup. So, both live and hybrid. So, but Brian and Lena, it'll be great if you can join in.
So Brian, would you consider joining our club?
Yeah, I will.
Yay! Okay, Eddie, please follow up with him.
Sounds good.
And for Lena, would you consider?
Okay.
Would you consider joining our club?
Yeah.
Yay! Eddie, please follow up.
No problem.
Brian is the nicest timer.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we're about 27 minutes over. No, we were supposed to close at 8:45, so we are 2 minutes overshot.
But
So-
we have 15 minutes of networking time after that.
So there's one more thing I want to say to everybody. I just posted a link on the chat. That's our registration for our next meeting. So that's our meetup. But if you click through it, you could get to the link for the registration. So, okay. So I guess we could end the meeting tonight, but we could still network and talk after the meeting. So the meetings are closed.